Getting to three-handed play would be quite a success for Tolerine, and just seeing what happens. Luck of the draw from there.
Well, Ivy's found the one. Another trip through the blinds would be too costly, and two queens with spades are what he's going to plant his hopes on.
Dvoris has a playable one with Ivy's last chips committed.
Yeah, he's going to repot and just ensure that there's some insulation on these walls. Nobody wakes up with anything to cause problems. So Ivy, a favorite by 12%, being anti-sweated by the rest of this field, understandably. Given the 116K pay jump they have been patiently waiting for. $850 in the middle. A near triple up opportunity for Phil. 8 trade deuce. He's got spade coverage here. Wheel gutter for Dvoris. With the pair of eights. A lot to fade, and the ace on the turn. Now Daniel hops in front with top two, placing the pressure back upon Ivy. Spades or a queen. That's the requirement. And there it is. Eight's full though, right? No. Yeah. Such a tease. You find the flush in the way that doesn't work. And Dvoris downing the legend, Phil Ivey. 433,000 going his way. Add that to his tally. Coming in. Total career Triton earnings now in excess of $17 million. That's a 5-time Triton title winner there. Number 6. Gonna have to wait though for Ivy.
You gave me one of my worst days on that one club. Remember when I lost like a 300K at pot to you at that 5100 game? Do you remember that?
No, not really.
I remember that. It was the stupidest hand of all time.
Really?
It was like 300 fucking K at 5100, man. I was like literally about to quit.
Good old times.
Huh?
It can happen. Good old times.
Sorry?
It could happen. During the good old times, it could happen, so it's good to remember.
Udo times? What's that? That's when we were battling, if you remember. And I didn't
It's heads up, you mean?
Yeah.
It's not heads up. Huh?
You didn't know we were battling heads up? I think I told you, or someone told me.
Omaha for rolls, by the way, the screen name for Boytosh. For those that like to rail the nosebleed PLO games online. Martyrosian, protagonist here. Boytosh flatting Raphael. Just 500 back here, Kevin. King, Queen, 8 trade double.
Not sure if Raphael sees this as a good opportunity to maybe get isolation.
Just another $250,000 though atop the 300. Let's see whether or not that's even possible. Seems like it might require an assist from Artur.
Yeah, with these hands, might just end up going 3 ways to the flop. Of course, the dream scenario is if Artur were to call and Laszlo could squeeze him out, give Rafael a chance for the triple in a heads-up pot.
Artur not too concerned about Wojtas muscling him if he were to flat, is he? Wouldn't Laszlo have activated himself in the face of the open in all likelihood?
Not necessarily, I think. As deep as Martirosian's playing, Laszlo should have flatted the original raise with plenty of strong hands.
Well, Artur going to take his chances, as he does provide Rafael's hand the protection. The absence of Wojtas in this pot obviously would leave Sean playing heads up, and as such it would be beneficial, but his actual hand doesn't necessarily have much to be concerned about against Laszlo, who does remain intact for 1.4. So you see the division of this one. 185 in the middle, 17 on the side, active between Martirosian and Wojtas. Artur covered and out of position. King 7-5 monotone, not a single club across these 12 cards. It is top pair for Rafael. Top pair for Martirosian as well.
Crazy with live cards how much equity Laszlo has here.
Yeah, he is currently
Open-ended,
third.
bottom pair, yeah.
Round of checks, and that's a card you don't like seeing if you're Sean. Action such as this, we expect someone to have some ace-x. And on this occasion, it is Wojtas, who has made aces and fives, has this one by the throat.
Only path to victory for Sean would be Artur bluffing Laszlo out of this pot in some manner. Feels like with no club. And over half the chips in the main pot. Not a lot of incentive for Martirosian to try to steal it.
9, giving Artur kings up after Wojtas allowed it. Full shutdown on the side.
I have king 9. I have 2 pair. Ace. Right.
And Wojtas is going to scoop this one.
I'm in the main pot also. Oh, wow.
3.5 million chip pot, dealing a blow to Martirosian, but ensuring that we will no longer deal to Sean Rafael in the process. Seems like an oversight. No one focused on Sean's departure, but that's the real story there. 6th place finish, $549,000. He got some extended play there that some would not have, Kevin, and looked very steady and solid, as we would expect from a man with his experience.
Yeah, really navigated around some tough spots well.
In time for an appearance at I think he kind of overnighted it or whatever, and somehow it hadn't shown up, and then it never showed up. Like he was hunting for it forever. Who knows?
He was fuming.
Someone in Montenegro's walking around with a Jungle Man final table outfit.
And then at the table, he was complaining about it. And the whole table was just like kind of, you know, laughing at him a bit.
He was like really focused on it too. You're like, Jungle, you're playing a huge Triton FT. Maybe we stop steaming over the package and we just focus on the action here. Queen 10, 9, 7. Opportunity to open on the button, but obviously look at what's to Dvoris's left.
He's going to try. He's thinking, please fold your blinds.
Well, so far so good, but Tolerine, let's see. King, queen, 10 deuce, spades.
Seems like enough to continue, given he's getting discount from the big blind. Here we go. There's only north of 1 SPR remaining. So depending on the board, we can see chips go in, and oh, Taller just flopped the flush.
Second nut flush at that. Dvoris with an open ender and a 9.
And a 10 of spades that blocks a little bit of flushes. Can he show restraint and just check this one back? Oh no, he said pot. He's committed. Only 125K back, and he's practically drawing dead.
Devastating thing to hear if you're Dvoris. He could find himself drawing dead. Absent some help on this turn that would create a pathway to a boat.
That's it, right?
Yep. GG's, says Dvoris. On his feet here. Never really got much going, Randy, at this final table. I know your opportunities to observe him here somewhat limited, but rest assured, I can attest to the fact that performances out of that seat likely would have been relegated to something in this range and not much further, as he found the spot he deemed was the one. In the end, he can find no more than a 5th place finish. $700,000 and change.
You know, sure, it's disappointing, but Dvoris has had a lot of success here in Montenegro. This is his 7th cash. Had a 2nd in the WPT Global Slam, the opening event for $579,000, a 6th in the Mystery Bounty, and a 3rd in the No Limit Turbo Bounty Quattro. Gangsta jungle.
Wanting to come in character here. Boy, Tosh, we hate having that 3rd ace, but we'll live with it. Hearts included. Trip Ace's Badoogie is real rough. That's the one that you hold your breath on.
Yeah, so he's banking on taking this down pre. Obviously nice to have one of those aces suited. Some playability.
Ooh.
Jungle's got a solid hand. Queen, queen,
Nice.
jack 10.
No, I call. I call. How much?
525.
I'm calling. I
I'm
know
getting
Laszlo's
Malibu's
got
Most
something
Wanted
good, but so
vibes.
do I. All this right here.
What do you need?
I need some. I need a lot of
You
things.
need some help.
I need a lot of things. Check.
Check.
Check. Yeah.
Maximum.
Bet 4.
How much is in this? How much is in this pot?
More than you got.
1,275,000.
275.
Well, an
This is
early
not what I was
request
looking
for
75.
all of it.
This is not what I was looking for.
Go back up.
1275. Okay, wait. Let me count how much I have. Let me figure out how much chips I actually have. 500, 600, 700. So wait. So how much is in there?
1,275,000. 5 seconds.
This is a fucked up spot, man. Yeah, Jesus Christ. Why do I keep getting these fucked up spots for you, man? It's 1.2, right? It's like 1.3.
1,275. 5 seconds.
1,275.
Well, Kate's only has 725, so this is irrelevant. But if he clicks call here, Randy, it could be
I
an
haven't
early
ran the
departure.
Sims on these 7 big blind stack size things. Bad news. I think I can't fold. Yeah.
5 seconds.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess that's true, maybe. I don't know. I actually really don't know. So like, the fuck is a problem?
5 seconds.
I really don't know. I guess. I got problems. That's what I got. I got lots of problems,
Got
dude.
shot.
Huh?
How high is your got shot?
No, I got more than that, but not much. Oh, jeez.
5 seconds.
Multi-time bank tank here, understandably. Over 200,000, the ladder. He knows the story Boytosh is telling him.
I have 3 blinds, 4 blinds. I don't know. I call it. I don't know.
He is going to make that
Do you have
call.
a pair?
Many pairs I have.
Jesus Christ.
A lot of pairs.
Man, I'm annoyed. This is so dumb.
Have something?
I have queens.
Queens. Wow. What a slow roll.
Slow roll? Well, you think it's a snap call? You have aces a lot. Look what you fucking had. It's so stupid.
Well, much like the Brazilian rainforest,
Let's see.
jungle is at risk. Turn is a 9. And a queen is the only thing that saves him from a first
maybe I
orbit
should-
exit.
I don't know.
Jungle. Can he hit? No.
That was fast.
Deforestation early here at the FT of the main as 𝐿ZLO lowers the entertainment index considerably.
Yeah, rough one for jungle. Could definitely see him being ahead against some other pairs. Went with it, and
I'm free now.
no more forced.
Well, I guess you don't need to be too upset about not having found the do-rag. Would have just felt more like a don't rag. 4th place, 875K. Now the 7-figure stuff on our hands. 𝐃𝐨𝐧'𝐭 came out for PLO, played the 25K 6 max, did not cash. Does considerably better with this 875 here as title number 3 denied to Jungle. He'll be taking a trip back to Vegas. 6.
Queen 6-5. Interesting one. Doesn't like that.
Nice.
Tolerines in position is gonna click raise it. Not even a full pot. Just in case Tolerine wakes up with a hand. He can minimize damage.
Yeah, he doesn't want to invite Ben along with this queens and hearts holding. But with 975 back, when you 3-bet it to 1 million, you know Artur doesn't have fold on his mind.
Yep, just gonna call and see what develops, but most likely get in the last 500K on most flops.
Equities running quite close, 4% advantage for 𝐿ZLO. Ace-5 tray, Artur, wheel draw, top pair, but the heart draw for Boytosh, who's going to ask for the rest of it. So, another all-in here in the early goings of this 100K PLO main event final table. Boytosh looking to get himself heads up against Tolerine and do so very deep stacked and virtually level. Let us see what the deck has in store. 3.3 million. Top 2 on the turn for Artur. 5, 6. Wojtas, heart draw. You see the paths to victory and a date with Tolerine on your screen. Can he find one of them? No.
500.
The deuce, and Artur makes a wheel for good measure.
And he sold a third wheel.
That's correct. 22 bigs deep now, however. And for Wojtas, this is territory he doesn't really want to find himself in. We talked about this, 565, the ladder. He's now dead middle, 48 bigs to Martirosyan's 22 and Tolerine's 85. That is a dramatic shift in the dynamics stack-wise. Martirosyan, fresh off of that pickup, which now places him in front of Wojtas, limps the kings with a suit. Laszlo jacks better clubs, Broadway stuff. 3 X's. Did Artur take this line to try to trap? And there's your answer. As he says, pot. This could get ugly.
Laszlo's thinking, are you really trapping me with aces, or do you have kings, which I'm doing all right against? 53-47. Imagine he's going to want to call ace, king, jack, jack. Suited ace. Position's important. Get to see your opponent react to flops. Or does he think he's just up against aces and he's cooked?
I mean, that's kind of the story that Artur is selling. But we have an ace in our hand. We have a king in our hand.
Repot.
And maybe this is why
5-4.
Wojtas is
It should be 5-4.
volleying back
Priced
onto
in.
Artur. He's going to dig in. All of a sudden, 7.2. More
Laszlo's
than
gotta
that,
be happy.
11.9, 10.6. Okay, we're all over the place. 8-figure pot, though. Cannot overstate this one. $200,000 plus pay ladder.
For me, it's fair. And you still have some chips.
Laszlo is covered. Can Artur be the man to book a trip to Heads Up with Ben? Jack in the window, top set for Wojtas. This is brutal.
Uno out.
Blocking the king. Martirosyan knows that's a devastator.
1 out.
Artur taking it gracefully. Wojtas taking it all.
Feeling
for
great.
1.3.
What a hard work for Artur. Gone in one hand.
Isn't that crazy? And he took way the best of it, too.
Mm-hmm.
It should be less than 5.4 because you put end at 5.2.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it was the day after Thanksgiving. It was Black Friday. We're giving out
Thing is,
discounts.
you know that year-round you can get the turkey gravy, mashed potato, and the cranberry. I mean, that's like a year-round offering. I mean, I haven't been in those streets for a long time, but Laszlo, king, queen, queen, 6, took us to 600. Tolerine flatting the aces with diamonds. Artur accepting the invitation. Jacks have performed well. third best pocket pair in this one. And not being gifted the same fate that 𝐿ZLO had on the 9-8-3 board. Wojtas with the only flush draw.
Archer's made top 2 pair.
All in.
The Dangler's actually giving him the lead, and he's going to jam.
𝐿ZLO's got a pretty decent hand. Over pair with hearts. Doesn't like being
1.6.
sandwiched, though, by Tolerine. Imagine he puts in 1.5 and Tolerine says raise. That's a disaster. But he's going to try to isolate this.
Yeah, I think Tolerine having flatted from the small blind as opposed to having put up some resistance, maybe, even though we don't expect him to want to collide with 𝐿ZLO, given their stack depths, takes us away from things that can call this heat.
Tolerine's laughing because he slow played his hand. And he's in the spot.
He has backdoor
Counting
diamonds,
your
which he
outs.
interferes with. And then backdoor wheels, 𝐿ZLO asking
No, not
how
1 million.
Ben is counting
It
outs.
was, yeah, 1.6.
This is 2. This is 1.6.
And this is
I think this is a bit too much for Tolerine.
Tend to agree.
No backup.
Just call that.
Besides backdoor diamonds.
It's fun.
𝐿ZLO with it. Just call and let's see a turn. It's all in or nothing, it seems, at
1.5.
this point.
Okay.
1.5.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
So 6.5 is the raise spot.
5. Yeah.
Just
6.5.
raw aces.
Struggle is real.
Wow, he's deep in the tank here.
I mean, surely with Martirosyan willing to jam and then Wojtas willing to come in over the top of that, you know heaps of equity are somewhere between the two of them, if not in both slots.
I would think. Was he just thinking, maybe I end the tournament now? What if 𝐿ZLO has, like, kings without this much backup?
You can see he's sick to his stomach.
Didn't need to use the last one, unfortunately. Wow, ace high flush draw, is it? No, not that good, but I
But he blocks your outs, I think. Yeah? I have 8-9.
the king high flush.
9. Check, check.
Guess Sam had aces and backdoors. Wow.
Well, a little debrief.
You want the big one.
I want the 3.
Artur and Wojtas again colliding. Can 𝐿ZLO finish off Martirosyan?
Or 4.
3 or 4 to counterfeit the 8s up.
Or half of the deck.
Jack does the trick as well. Martirosyan trying to hang on. And the heart
GG.
on the end loosens his grip on this final table in its entirety.
Painful river card for Archer. You can feel it. But he played great.
Gave them all they could handle. That's for sure. Ultimately,
Sure.
Ivan Liao Player of the Year award leader will add a handsome haul of both points and cash to his Triton resume. $1.08 million for the bronze medal.
That's what, 8 of 12 events he's played, making cashes. Big runs over and over again. You're free, Archer.
As Vladimir 𝐼𝐶𝐻 describes it, freedom, but not the kind that he was lusting after for Martirosyan. Sure, he'd rather be an inmate at the final table, fighting for the $2.39 million. 𝐿𝐴ZLO with a pretty double-suited 3 Broadway.
Pot.
Holding repot here from Tollerene with aces and clubs.
Double suited, got a call if you're 𝐿𝐴ZLO.
Queen 8-5. Couple of hearts. Top pair here for Wojtas. 4.65 in the middle. Big investment made.
Pot.
5,700,000.
I think there's too many chips in the middle.
To go. All in.
Got to go with it.
Yeah, you heard him say, if you're going to pot it, I got to go with it. Moving all in and being shown what you don't want to see. I don't think he expected the king-queen to be good, but it's time as he draws a line in the sand, risking his tournament life.
Can he hit the kickers to make 2 pair?
A $745,000 pay differential between second and first, effectively making this one of the biggest pot limit Omaha sit and goes you've ever seen. On the turn, the beautiful 7 of diamonds. Wojtas, queens and sevens, and a diamond draw for dessert. But an ace on the end.
Tollerene felt that. Ace from space.
Top set out of nowhere after it looked like Wojtas was going to haul that one in. Instead, relegated to a second-place finish, denied his second ever title, which would have been his first in PLO. 1.645 going his way. They knew he had it in him, and he showed it here today. $2.39 million, the largest ever payout to a pot limit Omaha champion. How about it?